Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Richard Daniels. So today's topic is another interesting one. It actually centered around people pleasing. I saw this video on TikTok and I decided to bring it to my community. It's about a woman who, after trying to please her boyfriend, she still didn't get a ring. I'd like you guys to sit down and watch this video to the end. When we are done, we'll come and give our opinion. See you at the end of the video, guys.
I don't think men quite understand what they're doing to women. Like, I think that they kind of understand, but I don't think that they fully conceptualize what they're doing to women. It's like it's something to say about like getting your heart broken one time by one girl and then immediately turning off that emotion and running through so many other girls afterwards. And so many of them, they don't feel like they're being messed up towards us because they didn't hit us. They didn't call us out of our names. They only called us sweet things. They only said nice words to us. They're only gentle towards us. But it is a fucking war crime, bro, to connect with someone and intertwine yourself with someone that you have no intention of really intertwining with the way that you're doing. It's to do that, bro, and it's over and over again. And I saw someone post about the trauma. Like, nobody talks about the trauma that's associated with constantly going through these situations, like situationships with guys where like they don't want to commit, they don't want to take it to the next level, and the fact that it affects your self-worth. Imagine like knowing that you are worth what you are worth and understanding who you are in your heart and what you do and how far you love, like how much you love. And for that too, oh my God, for that to also be rejected in the same token, it's just like, and this whole like being happy with being single and we don't need a man and all this other stuff in response to what's going on. I've been this way for years and I'm tired. I'm really tired, and I don't think that it's weak to crave human connection and to want to tear my walls down and to want to love. Like, that's like human connection is literally, it's innate in us. It is natural to us. And I don't feel like I should fault myself for that anymore. I don't feel like I should continuously hide that. It's like, I just don't know honestly what the fuck to do. I am tired. And I just want I want reciprocity. That's it. And the thing is like, you don't even have to go chasing for it to wear you down, bro. I dated somebody last year for a short period of time, and like, it took months to almost a year. We didn't even commit months to almost a year to even get past that. You know what I'm saying? And there was no commitment.
It's actually very disheartening that after everything she did, how she tried to please the guy in her relationship for about a year, he still didn't commit to her. A lot of women today do this a lot. They feel that if they clean, they cook, they do things at the detriment of themselves, they'll get the guy to commit. They'll get the man to see them as a wife material, and by so doing, they'll get the ring. But they forget that people pleasing sometimes don't always work. Just be you. If he will commit, he will commit. I'd like you guys to watch other people's reaction to this video, and when we are done, we'll come back and give our comments.
Is a form of manipulation. A lot of women don't want to believe that, but people pleasing is a form of manipulation. People pleasing is transactional. People pleasing rests on the idea of quid pro quo. You're thinking that it's quid pro quo. Oh, if I show him that, I can cook or clean or be emotionally available and be there for him, he's going to give me commitment. That's what a lot of women think, and that's what puts a lot of women in these situationships. And then they end up realizing that you did all of that for nothing because it was never a fair exchange. Because the man did not want to give you anything that you actually had wanted. He just understood that you were a people pleaser and you were willing to perform and go above and beyond with no guaranteed outcome. The thing about it is that a man is never going to protect you from yourself. A man is never going to correct you. Men understand that them correcting you, them looking out for you is always going to be at the cost of them gaining and benefiting from you. So they're never going to sit here and tell you like, I don't want to say never, because they definitely will, because they'll say things like, oh, I don't deserve you, I don't want you wasting your time, waiting for me. They'll give you little subtle hints. But because you're so addicted to people pleasing, you're always going to be in a situationship. And the thing about it is that a lot of women like to mistake people pleasing with craving human connection. Babes, that's not the same thing. Okay, craving human connection doesn't mean that you have to bend over backwards for a person that isn't doing shit for you, isn't giving you what you want, isn't benefiting you in any way. That's not craving human connection. That's people pleasing and manipulating a situation in order for you to get the outcome that you want. You cannot out manipulate a man in most cases. And the thing about it is that the tactic of people pleasing, that will never work. That will never get you to the end goal, to be able to manipulate a man in order to get the benefit that it is that you want. She said she invested a year. She said months up to a year. So we'll just say 9 months minimum. She invested almost a year with her situationship, and he still chose to not commit. You were a people pleaser for almost a year for nothing. Just for vibes, essentially. I mean, that's the way I look at it. If you're not getting the commitment that you want, you're doing all this for just vibes at this point. People pleasing is going to be the death of women, and it's going to be the death of their self-esteem. Honestly, you're never going to feel better about yourself when you're constantly participating in people pleasing. At the end of the day, you're always going to feel worse about yourself, especially if you're people pleasing in regards to men.
He's a people pleaser, so he's a real nice guy, and if he's a real nice guy, he's a real big red flag. I get that he was nice, it's okay. I believe you. I know, he never truly met your needs because he was a people pleaser, and he was always going to be a people pleaser because he didn't know who he was without the approval of everyone. You're not going mad. At first it did feel like a dream come true. He was attentive and thoughtful and generous, and he anticipated what you wanted before you even asked for it. He said yes to everything, your requests, your needs, your opinions. He seemed to agree with everything that you said. He smiled at everything that you said. He seemed emotionally available. He seemed really safe. It seemed like he was the nice guy who would never hurt you. He mirrored you so well that you felt that you had actually met your perfect match. He made you feel seen. He made you feel validated. He made you feel really, really understood. He complimented you. He told you how lucky he felt. He said, I just want to make you happy. I just want to see you smile. And he was telling the truth. He actually really did. That constant yes and that constant agreement came at a huge cost. You see, in the beginning, you were the one he was trying to please. You were the one he was chasing the approval of. You were the one that he wanted to make happy. You were the one he was people pleasing, and he was fine with that. He wasn't bothered by that because that's what he did his whole life. That's how he performed with everyone. But the problem came when your needs and your desires collided with someone else's. The moment what you needed or he needed or the relationship needed collided with his friends, his family, his mother, everything changed. So we both discussed things, boundaries, how you wanted to handle certain situations, and he would agree with you. It seemed very much like you were both on the same page in private. But when it came to actually living it out, practicing it, speaking up, standing up for what mattered to you both, nothing. He would avoid it, make light of it, smooth it over, laugh it off, but he would never protect what mattered to you. He wanted you guys to be perceived as the most agreeable, easygoing, laid-back, wonderful little pair. He wanted you to perform alongside with him. He wanted the validation that he was used to getting from himself to be extended to you guys as a unit. You couldn't let the side down. You had always loved his warmth and charm and his ability to make everyone in the room smile. Everyone had a good word to say about him until you realised that that was the very reason he was no longer able to make you smile. And he never listened when you explained it to him. He never took accountability. He couldn't see it. He always said you were the problem, too demanding, that you just couldn't let things go. The truth was he was a deeply insecure guy. He couldn't risk letting anyone down, which meant that he never really stood up for anything. And when your man is not your safety and your protection, there's only ever going to be one outcome. You're going to feel unseen, unheard, unheard, unsafe, and unimportant. When conflict comes, he doesn't protect the relationship, he protects his image, and he convinces himself that he's being really nice. He is, but he's not being kind, because the nice guy is not the kind guy. Keeping the peace at the expense of his partner's peace is not kind. The people pleaser is the nice guy, but he's never the kind guy. He will never protect you. He will never make you feel safe. He will never do what's right for you if it means compromising how he's perceived. He will avoid doing the right thing. He will avoid the truth in order to remain liked. The nice guy will disappoint you to protect his reputation. The kind guy will disappoint others to protect what's sacred with you.
I don't think a lot of people think about men as people pleasers, and yet they are. To be clear, men and women are both people pleasers. I think that the way that we are parented, raised, programmed through childhood in American culture trains most of us to be people pleasers. The difference, though, between how women do it and how men do it is, I think, very important, especially for people in relationships with, people in heterosexual marriages to understand, which is that women are socialized and people please usually out of a lack of empathy for themselves and too much empathy for the other person, meaning that they will pretend to be fine with things, they will pretend to have energy for things, they will pretend to want to do things in a way that sacrifices themselves and benefits other people. Men people please just as much. We think of men as assertive and empowered and, oh, they're direct and they, communicate directly and they're clear. No, they're not. Men are socialized to people please just as much as women are. The difference is that men do it to sacrifice the other person and to serve themselves. So I came to notice this when I noticed how often men throughout my practice, men in my life, were essentially fawning and people-pleasing and capitulating and appeasing. And I would hear the story frequently, which you may be familiar with, of them learning that from a father who said, and I have heard this over and over and over and over and over, a father who said, "Look what you've done, you've upset your mother." Well, what does that teach a young boy? But then whatever you do, you don't upset a woman. Well, what that translates into is not like acting with integrity. In a way, what the dads are teaching their sons is just appease her, look nice, and then do whatever you're going to do, but don't get caught doing it. Why'd you get caught doing it? So then what men learn is, let me do everything behind her back. Let me act like, so there is this, men do this future faking, like appeasing. Yes. Oh, I know. I'll start emptying the dishwasher. I know. I really have to be better about helping you around the house. I know. I really need to blah, 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 blah. They say it in the moment, but they have no intent on acting on it. And that is the difference between how men and women people please. And the way that men do it, I think, is honestly a form of emotional hostage taking. Because you're essentially lying about what you're promising and what you will do. And it makes it very difficult for someone who's believing that you're operating with integrity and directness why would I assume that you're lying, right? And it takes many, many cycles of that thing to be able to realize oh, he doesn't mean it. But it's essentially, that's why I now refer to people pleasing as just lying, whether women are doing it, men are doing it. It's not a kindness. It's just lying. And so what I work with men on is just being direct and clear and facing whatever consequences come with that. And that's how, they have to grow up in relationships, is by saying no, I don't want to do that, or I'm never going to do that. And what does that mean? And can we live with that? But it's, when men have been trained into just don't upset her. Don't, then we end up with a lot of deception in relationships. And it's deception that often is not serving the partner, it's serving the man. And when you pair that with a woman who has been taught to people please for everyone else, it's not a good combo. And I would say, if that's happened to you and you're in that dynamic, there is nothing wrong with you. I have a podcast co-hosted with Paula Atkinson called What If Nothing's Wrong With You, where we talk about how we are all trained into these things. This isn't because anybody's a bad person or evil. We are programmed and socialized into a lot of this. So no need for shame, no need for self-hatred, no need to think you're stupid. And there are ways to step out of this dynamic, but it's what I think a lot of us have just been taught marriage and heterosexual relationships are, which is really sad.
You don't have to cook, clean, make him see you as somebody else just to get the ring. If he will commit, he will commit. If he's going to marry you, he's going to marry you. Men also people please too, but they do it to their own advantage. They don't do it against themselves. They will not do what will hurt them. Yes, they will not ever do what will hurt them. But you see, women, we are good at people pleasing. We are good at doing what people want that would hurt us, and we don't care if we get hurt in the process. We need to start prioritizing ourselves. We need to start making sure that in all we do, we put ourselves first. If it's going to work out, it's going to work out. No matter how, if you like, don't be the best version of yourself. I'm not saying that you have to be trashy, but you don't have to kiss asses just because you want to get something. You want to get a ring, you want to make people like you. You don't have to kiss asses, just be you. Those that will like you will like you, those that won't like you will like you. Anyways, this is my opinion about this video. This is my thought, this is my view. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do not forget to share and like. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section below. Bye.